Welcome back to some more WWE 2K25 MyGM. And we are on episode 2, and this is season 3. Our last episode, our last stream, if you will, was season 1, The Road to King and Queen of the Ring. But now we are back on episode 2, and we are live right here in WWE 2K25 MyGM Season 3, and we are on the road, the countdown to SummerSlam, which is 3 weeks away, the go-home show, and the countdown to the PLE itself is 4 weeks away. And as you can already see, we have all of the matches set up for this week's edition of ECW, and we're going to confirm the booking. And we kick off MyGM this week with some Friday Night SmackDown action. Otis versus Shawn Spears for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And who will get the win in this one? Shawn Spears retains his championship. Lexis King calls out Kevin Owens in a promo. Eric versus Akira Tozawa and one-on-one action. Piper Niven cuts a promo, and some women's division action. 2 of Canada's finest, Trish Stratus versus the Queen of Hearts, Natalya. 2 goats battling it out one-on-one. And Trish Stratus picks up the victory as a new rivalry between Trish and Natalya has just begun. Ivar calls out Sami Zayn in a promo. Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kid Wilson put their WWE Tag Team titles on the line against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to close out SmackDown this week. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are your new Tag Team Champions. And now we move on to Monday Night Raw with the World Tag Team titles being on the line. Ashante the Adonis and Carl Anderson take on Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, the current champions representing Gallus. And who walks away with the gold? Ashante the Adonis and Carl Anderson are your new World Tag Team Champions. We get a self-promo from Isla Dawn. Some one-on-one action. The Nigerian Giant, Omos, takes on the big, strong boy himself, Tyler Bate. And Tyler Bate picks up the victory as a new rivalry between Tyler Bate and Omos has begun. A promo from Laura Valkyria. Drew McIntyre versus Tonga Loa in one-on-one action. Drew McIntyre picks up the victory as a new rivalry between the two has begun following that victory. Triple threat action main event: Andrade versus Brooks Jensen, versus AJ Styles. And El Idolo Andrade picks up the victory to close out Raw this week. And now we are midway through the week, as usual, with NXT, that is, as Bianca Belair and Gigi Dolan take on Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport in women's tag team action to kick off NXT, and it is for the women's tag team titles, the NXT women's tag team titles at that. And which one of these teams will become the new champions? And the winners are Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport. Angel cuts a promo. Fatal 4-way action. Trick Williams, Judas Creed, Braun Strowman, and Berto. Who walks away with the win in this one? Trick Williams picks up the victory as a new rivalry between Trick Williams and Julius Creed has begun. Tag team action. John Cena and Cody Rhodes take on the team of Rich Orikawa and Chad Gable. And who picks up the victory in this tag team bout? The team of Cena and Rhodes pick up the tag team victory here on NXT. It is for the NXT Women's Championship, contested in one-on-one main event action. The girl with the shiniest wizard, Tegan Nox, versus the current champion and Hall of Famer, the legendary Molly Holly. And who walks away with the gold? And Tegan Nox is your new NXT Women's Champion as the rivalry between Nox and Holly continues to grow. And we cap off the week with ECW, the land of Extreme, and we kick it off with a Extreme Rules opener. Xavier Woods representing the New Day versus Louis Kaiser representing Imperium. And who walks away with the win? Xavier Woods picks up the victory. Women's tag team action. Jade Cargill and Indy Hartwell take on the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And who walks away with the tag team victory? Jade Cargill and Indy Hartwell pick up the victory. A promo from Zelina Vega. The young OG Javon Evans takes on the other half of the New Day, Kofi Kingston, as Kofi's tag partner Xavier Woods took on Louis Kaiser. And who will walk away in this one-on-one bout? Javon Evans picks up the victory as the rivalry between Kofi Kingston and the young OG continues to grow right here on ECW. A promo from Obafemi. And speaking of Imperium, the Ring General Gunther, his right-hand man, Louis Kaiser, competed in a Extreme Rules opener moments ago against Xavier Woods as the former ECW champion, which is currently held by Javon Evans, by the way, as he takes on the hard-hitting Josh Briggs. And who will walk away with the win in this main event matchup? It is also a Extreme Rules match, which I almost forgot to mention. then who will walk away with the win? And the Reign General Gunther picks up the main event in this Extreme Rules encounter against Josh Briggs to close out ECW this week. Chicago, Illinois. We are drawing closer and closer to SummerSlam. A message from Triple H to Paul Heyman. The fans are starting to get a little tired of Woods versus Kaiser. After a rivalry had its first match at level 4, you won't get a full bonus from it in subsequent rematches until you make that booking at a PLE or go home show, where you'll get the maximum bonus for concluding the rivalry. The Don Tony D'Angelo back in Chicago. Can't wait to put on a show for my crowd. I'm clearly the best. A message from Gunther to Paul Heyman. I'm clearly the best superstar at ECW. Imagine the crowd might be getting bored of me seeing win so easily every week. I need a bigger test. One that suits my superior skills. I want both. I want to go up against both Tony and Briggs this week. And I don't mean in a tag match. I want a triple threat or a fatal 4-way in a match against them. Journal in progress this week. Promise Gunther a triple threat or a fatal 4-way match against Tony D'Angelo and Josh Briggs. That is going to be the main event. Ensure that your least popular available bruiser isn't available in a match this week. All the matches and promos have been set up for ECW this week, as we are in Chicago, Illinois, and we are on the road to SummerSlam. as that path draws closer and closer to the PLE. And we kick off the brand new week with Friday Night SmackDown here in MyGM, as Sami Zayn, the current United States champion, takes on one half of Pretty Deadly and Kid Wilson as the opener for this week's SmackDown. And the winner is Kid Wilson is your new United States champion. Piper Niven calls out Lash Legend in a promo. Lexis King versus Kevin Owens in one-on-one action, and Lexis King picks up the victory. Eric calls out Akira Tozawa in a rematch from last week, as two of Canada's finest and two GOATs in their own right, Trish Stratus versus Natalya, and who will get the win this time around. And Trish Stratus picks up the victory as Natalya is injured for a few weeks. Akira Tozawa and Otis, the Alpha Academy, take on Ivar. His Viking / War Raiders tag partner Eric called out Akira Tozawa in a promo as he teams up with Shawn Spears in tag team action to close out SmackDown this week. And the winners are Ivar and Shawn Spears. And we move on to Monday Night Raw once again, and we kick off the red and white brand with the Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line. The current champion, Isla Dawn, versus JC Jane. Who walks away with the gold? And it's Isla Dawn, who is still your WWE Women's IC champion. Drew McIntyre calls out Tonga Loa in a promo. Women's division action 1-on-1. Zoe Stark versus Michin. And Michin picks up the victory. It is Tonga Loa who calls out Drew McIntyre this time. Tag team action. Andrade and Tyler Bate versus Brooks Jensen and the phenomenal AJ Styles, who walks away with the tag team win. It is Andrade and Tyler Bate who picks up the tag team victory. In the main event, Tornado Tag for the World Tag Team titles, Carl Anderson, Ashante the Adonis take on the team of Omos and Mark Coffey. And Carl Anderson and Ashante the Adonis are still your World Tag Team titles, as Ashante the Adonis is injured for a few weeks. And now we're on to NXT. And an opener for the NXT North American Championship. For the NXT North American Championship, as Akam takes on the GOAT, John Cena. So who will walk away with the gold? Will it be Akam or will it be John Cena? And the winner is John Cena is your new NXT North American Champion. Braun Strowman calls out Berto in a promo. Julius Creed versus Trick Williams in one-on-one action. Trick Williams picks up the victory. We get a promo from the NXT champion Tegan Nox, and we get a tag team matchup, and it's for the NXT tag team titles. Which of these teams will become the new champions? Will it be the team of Rich Orikawa and Chad Gable, or the team of Sheamus and Cody Rhodes? Those questions will be answered right now, and Sheamus and Cody Rhodes are your new NXT Tag Team Champions, as a new rivalry has just been made between the two teams. Angel calls out Braun Strowman in a promo, as Braun Strowman called out Angel's tag partner Berto in a promo just moments earlier. And the main event is women's tag team action. It is for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Bianca Belair and Gigi Dolan, the challengers, take on the current champions, Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport. And who walks away with the gold? Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport are still your NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Well, your NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. There we go. And we cap off the week once again with ECW. And we kick it off with one-on-one action. Javon Evans, the young OG, versus Kofi Kingston of the New Day. Who walks away with the win? Javon Evans picks up the victory. As the rivalry between him and Kofi Kingston continues to grow right here on ECW, and we have one of two women's division matches here on ECW. Zelina Vega takes on Tamara Ty Cross, whom has appeared on ECW in the past, right here in MyGM. Which one of these two women will pick up the victory? Tamara Ty Cross picks up the victory over Zelina Vega. Louis Kaiser cuts a promo. Raquel Rodriguez picks up the victory. Haven't simulated the match yet, as she takes on the Pitbull Ivy Nile. And who will pick up the victory in this matchup? Ivy Nile, the Pitbull, picks up the victory over Raquel Rodriguez in women's division action right here on ECW. And speaking of the New Day, Xavier Woods calls out his rival Louis Kaiser in a promo. The Reign General Gunther takes on Tony D'Angelo, the Don, and the hard-hitting Josh Briggs in a triple threat main event to close out ECW this week. And the Reign General picks up the victory to close out ECW this week.
Yeah. Rude.
Season 3, Week 8, Hartford, Connecticut. Thanks for the match against D'Angelo and Briggs. I knew it was easy. I didn't expect it to be that easy. Sometimes I amaze myself. A message from Gunther to the ECW Demon Paul Heyman. Raquel Rodriguez. A message from Raquel to Paul Heyman. I have had enough crap. Working at ECW has been a complete joke. The only way you can convince me to stay is with a 100K bonus. Otherwise, I'm ready to walk out right now. What's it gonna be? I'm gonna go with the first option. Okay, Raquel, I don't want you leaving ECW. Alright, boss. That smooth things over for now. Thanks for doing business, boss. A major increase to Raquel Rodriguez's morale. Have at least one tables match this week. I'm gonna have the table.
Start playing MyGM too.
I'm gonna have the tables match to be the main event of ECW this week. The commissioner goal says have at least one tables match this week.
Could I ask you who your favorite wrestler is?
All the matches are set up for ECW this week, as we are only 1 week left before the SummerSlam PLE. And confirm booking. And we kick off the week once again with Friday Night SmackDown with the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. The current champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, take on Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kid Wilson, who walks away with the gold in this opening matchup. Sami and Kevin pick up the victory as the rivalry grows between the two teams. Lexis King calls out Kevin Owens. Women's division action, Shotzi versus Trish Stratus. Who picks up the victory in this one? And Shotzi picks up the victory over the legendary Hall of Famer in Trish. Eric calls out Akira Tozawa in a promo. Piper Niven defends her WWE Undisputed Women's Championship against Lash Legend. And Lash Legend is your new women's champion as the rivalry between the two continues to grow. And the main event, tag team action, Ivar, the other half of the War/Viking Raiders, his tag partner Eric called out Akira Tozawa in a promo moments ago as he teams up with Shawn Spears to take on Akira Tozawa and Otis, the Alpha Academy, who walks away with the win. And Ivar and Shawn Spears pick up the victory as the rivalry between the two teams continues to grow. On to Monday Night Raw. Brooks Jensen versus El Idolo Andrade, with the latter's Intercontinental Championship on the line to kick off Monday Night Raw. And Andrade is still your Intercontinental Champion. And we get a promo from Mark Coffey. Women's division action here on Raw as Michin takes on Fallon Henley, representing Fatal Influence, who walks away with the win. And Michin picks up the victory as the new rivalry between her and Fallon Henley has just begun. Tonga Loa calls out Drew McIntyre in a promo. Lyra Valkyria takes on the other half of Fatal Influence and JC Jane. JC Jane's tag partner was defeated by Michin in women's division action moments ago. But who will walk away with the win in this women's division matchup? Will it be Lyra or will it be JC? And Lyra Valkyria picks up the victory as a new rivalry between Lyra Valkyria and JC Jane has just begun. Tyler Bate calls out the Nigerian giant Omos in a promo. And the main event is a TLC match. It is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Isla Dawn versus Zoe Stark. The champion Dawn and Stark, the challenger. Who walks away with the gold? And Isla Dawn is still your Women's Intercontinental Champion as a new rivalry between her and Zoe Stark has just begun. So far, we had 3 women's rivalries being made in the women's division here on Monday Night Raw. We are now midway through the week, as per usual, with NXT. Tegan Nox versus Molly Holly to kick off the brand this week. Tegan Nox picks up the victory once again over the legendary Molly Holly. Julius Creed calls out Trick Williams in a promo. Tag team action. The team of Chad Gable and Rich Orikawa take on the team of Sheamus and Cody Rhodes. as these two teams are currently in a feud. Who walks away with the win? The Celtic Warrior and the American Nightmare, Sheamus and Cody Rhodes, pick up the tag team victory as the rivalry between the two teams continues to grow. Angel calls out Braun Strowman in a promo. Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport versus Bianca Belair and Gigi Dolan, as the two teams are currently in a feud. Who walks away with the win? Wendy Chu and Blair Davenport pick up the tag team victory as the rivalry between the two teams continues to grow here on NXT. Braun Strowman cuts a promo, and the main event, a TLC match for the North American Championship. Akam, the former champion, takes on the current champion, John Cena, in the main event. And John Cena is still your NXT North American champion. And we cap off the week with ECW with a Extreme Rules match to kick it all off. The young OG Javon Evans takes on Kofi Kingston. The young OG picks up the victory. A promo from Gunther. Women's division action, triple threat style. Raquel Rodriguez versus Ivy Nile versus Indy Hartwell. Who picks up the victory in this triple threat bout? Raquel Rodriguez picks up the victory. Zelina Vega calls out Indy Hartwell in a promo. Oba Femi the Ruler takes on Josh Briggs as these two hard-hitting Titan-like men are in a feud. Currently in a feud, that is. Josh Briggs picks up the victory as the rivalry between Obafemi and Josh Briggs continues to grow. Louis Kaiser cuts a promo, and the main event is a tables match. Jade Cargill, the Storm, takes on Liv Morgan, representing the Judgment Day, as her tag partner Raquel Rodriguez defeated the Pitbull, Ivy Nile, and Indy Hartwell in a women's triple threat match moments prior. But who will walk away with the win in this women's tables main event match to close out ECW this week? Will it be Jade Cargill or will it be Liv Morgan? And Liv Morgan picks up the victory as the rivalry between her and Jade Cargill continues to grow in the women's division right here on ECW. Season 3, Week 9. Only 1 week left. Even though I said that the first time around, but this time around, this is the final week before SummerSlam. A message from Gunther to Paul Heyman. I have a small request for you, boss. I can't be the only one that to have notice that Stacks keeps giving me dirty looks, and I'm pretty tired of it. I have had enough of this disrespect. I want to settle things in the ring with him. I can guarantee that things are gonna get heated. A message from Paul Heyman in instant rivalry raid. I'll set up the match this week. Glad to hear it, boss. I want to introduce him to some behavioral therapy. A message from Kofi Kingston to Paul Heyman. I'm a bit of a master on the mic. I'm going to rephrase that message. You don't seem to realize this, Paul. I'm a bit of a master on the mic. I want to make my mark in a promo on during tonight's show. I'm gonna go with the latter option. Seems reasonable, Kofi. Great, the fans are going to love what I have to say. Small increase to Kofi Kingston's morale. Promise Kofi Kingston a promo appearance this week. Also, Commissioner Go, ensure your least popular available fighter is in a match this week. All the matches have been set up for the final ECW before SummerSlam. And confirmed booking. And we kick off the final week of MyGM before SummerSlam. And we kick off this final week, of course, with some Friday Night SmackDown action. As Eric of the Viking Raiders takes on Akira Tozawa, one half of the Alpha Academy, in a Iron Man match. Akira Tozawa picks up the victory, as the rivalry between the two has been completed. A promo from Elton Prince, one half of Pretty Deadly. Women's tag team action. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green take on Lash Legend and Shotzi in women's tag team action, who walks away with the win. And it's Piper and Chelsea who pick up the tag team victory, as a new rivalry between the two teams has just begun. Trish Stratus calls out Natalya in a promo. Kevin Owens versus Lexis King in one-on-one action, as these two are currently feuding still. Who walks away with the win? And it's Lexis King who picks up the victory as the rivalry between the two has been completed. And speaking of the Alpha Academy, Otis takes on Shawn Spears. Otis's tag team partner took on Eric, one half of the Viking Raiders, in the opening contest moments earlier. But who will walk away with the win in this matchup? And it's Shawn Spears who picks up the victory as a new rivalry between him and Otis has just begun. Triple threat main event for the United States Championship. Sami Zayn versus Ivar versus Kid Wilson of Pretty Deadly, the current champion. And it's a triple threat match. Who walks away with the gold? And Kid Wilson is still your United States champion. Now on to Monday Night Raw, the final Raw before SummerSlam. Brooks Jensen versus Andrade to kick off Raw. Andrade picks up the win, as the rivalry between him and Brooks Jensen has been completed. And we get a promo from AJ Styles. Women's tag team action. Fallon Henley and JC Jane, Fatal Influence versus Michin and Lara Valkyria. These four women have faced each other in one-on-one action the previous week on Raw, right here in MyGM. But which of these two teams will pick up the victory in this women's tag team bout? And the winners are Fatal Influence, as a new rivalry between the two teams has just begun. Mark Coffey cuts a promo. Tag team action, tornado style. Carl Anderson and Tyler Bate take on Omos and Wolfgang, representing Gallus. Wolfgang's tag partner, his actual tag partner, Mark Coffey, cut a promo. Who walks away with the tag team win? And it's Carl Anderson and Tyler Bate who pick up the tag team victory, as the rivalry between Carl Anderson and Tyler Bate versus Omos and Wolfgang has been completed. And Carl Anderson is injured for 4 weeks. And we move on to some more women's action here on Raw, as Isla Dawn, the current women's Intercontinental Champion, puts her gold on the line once again against Zoe Stark. Who walks away with the gold and the win? Isla Dawn is still your Intercontinental Champion, your women's Intercontinental Champion at that. No holds barred as the main event to close out this week's Monday Night Raw. Drew McIntyre versus Tonga Loa. Who walks away with the victory? Tonga Loa picks up the victory, as the rivalry between Drew McIntyre and Tonga Loa has been completed, and the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre is injured for a week. Now we're midway through the week. It is NXT. Backstage Brawl to kick off the show, tag team style. Sheamus versus Cody Rhodes. Sheamus and Cody Rhodes take on the team of Chad Gable and Rich Orikawa, who walks away with the win in this tag team backstage brawl. And it's Sheamus and Cody Rhodes who pick up the victory as the rivalry continues to grow between the two teams. Trick Williams calls out Julius Creed in a promo. Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport in women's division action. And Gigi Dolan picks up the victory in women's division action here on NXT, as a new rivalry between Gigi Dolan and Blair Davenport had officially, or should I say has officially begun, as Gigi Dolan is injured for 5 weeks and Blair Davenport is injured for 4 weeks. Akam calls out Rich Holland in a promo. And speaking of women's division action, Wendy Chu takes on Bianca Belair in a Iron Man match. Both of their respective partners have faced each other in women's division action just moments prior, and the same thing is happening with Wendy Chu versus Bianca Belair in a Iron Man match. Who walks away with the win in this one? Is it Wendy Chu or is it Bianca Belair? Bianca Belair picks up the victory over Wendy Chu, as another new rivalry has just begun in the women's division between Wendy Chu and Bianca Belair. Triple threat action. Angel versus Braun Strowman versus Julius Creed. Who walks away with the win? It is Angel who picks up the triple threat victory. Molly Holly versus Tegan Nox for Tegan Nox's NXT Women's Championship, a championship once held by Molly Holly, but who will walk away with the win in the championship gold in the main event of this week's NXT, the final NXT before SummerSlam, as SummerSlam will feature all 4 brands: SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and of course ECW. Who walks away with the win? And it's Molly Holly who picks up the victory and regains her NXT Women's Championship, regains the gold altogether, as the rivalry between her and Tegan Nox has been completed. And we cap off the week with ECW, the final ECW before SummerSlam. And we kick off this final edition of ECW before SummerSlam with Jade Cargill versus Liv Morgan. In women's division action, Jade Cargill defeats Liv Morgan, as Jade Cargill is injured for 4 weeks, and the rivalry between her and Liv Morgan has been completed. A tables match between these two current rivals, Josh Briggs versus the Rula Obafemi. It is Josh Briggs who picks up the victory, as another rivalry has been completed. Another one-on-one matchup. Xavier Woods of the New Day takes on Louis Kaiser representing Imperium, along with the Ring General Gunther, who walks away with the win. And it's Xavier Woods who picks up the victory, as another rivalry on ECW has been completed. Kofi Kingston of the New Day cuts a promo. The Ring General Gunther takes on Chin and Stacks Lorenzo in a TLC match. And this was a match requested by the ring general Gunther to Paul Heyman. And the ring general Gunther picks up the victory. But over Chin and Stacks Lorenzo in a TLC match, as the rivalry between the two continues to grow here on ECW. Javon Evans, the Young OG versus Eddie Thorpe in a Extreme Rules match to cap off the final ECW before SummerSlam. And Javon Evans picks up the victory, picks up the Extreme Rules main event to cap off the final ECW before SummerSlam. And the main event between Javon Evans and Eddie Thorpe is a Extreme Rules match, which I almost forgot to mention. SummerSlam Week 10. The hottest PLE of the summer is finally here. A message from Gunther to Paul Heyman. I believe this is a message in relation to the Gunther and Chin and Stacks Lorenzo match. Thanks for the match against Stacks. It's always better to settle these things in the ring. I'm gonna go with the latter option. I agree, and great match, by the way. Ludwig Kaiser. A message from Kaiser to Paul Heyman. I think you should put me in a match with Briggs. Trust me on this one. I'm gonna go with the latter option. That sounds like a great idea. I'll make it happen within the next 3 weeks. Yes, I knew you agreed. Can't wait to see that match on the card. Thanks. Oba Femi. Look, Josh has been a message from Oba Femi to Paul Heyman. Look, Josh Briggs has been handing me nothing but losses. Isn't there someone else on the roster that you can match me up against for a change? Sure thing, Oba. Thanks. This is just what I need to get my head back in the game. In progress. Promise Oba Femi that his next fight won't be against Josh Briggs. Schedule a run-in on your most popular available star this week. A women's fatal 4-way TLC match. So I'm gonna pick one of the four. So I'm gonna pick one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna pick 2 out of the 7 women, minus Jade Cargill, since she is injured for 4 weeks. Okay, so on the ECW ECW side of things, I'm gonna go with Liv Morgan. Her popularity is at 64, and her stamina is at 42. Or should I go with her Judgment Day tag partner, Raquel Rodriguez, because her popularity is at 67, a bit more than her tag partner, Liv Morgan, and her stamina is at an impressive 99. So, on the ECW side of things, I'm gonna go with Raquel Rodriguez or Liv Morgan. I'm gonna go with Raquel Rodriguez. In the main event, a men's fatal 4-way Hell in a Cell. So on the ECW side, I'm gonna put the Ring General Gunther as the second participant in this matchup. Schedule a run-in on your most popular available starting this week. All the matches have been set up for SummerSlam on the ECW side of things. As SummerSlam is a joint PLE of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and ECW. And also before we can before we confirm the booking, and before we continue on, if you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed this edition of MyGM thus far, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notifications bell so you won't miss new content just like this one. And with that being said, let's get into it. And confirm booking. Women's TLC Fatal 4-Way to kick off SummerSlam. Raquel Rodriguez versus Chelsea Green versus Laura Valkyria versus Wendy Chu. 4 of the best talented women from each of the 4 brands will battle it out right here, right now at SummerSlam.
Raquel Rodriguez, a massive presence in the women's division.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way tables, ladders, and chairs match. Making her way to the ring from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
Think about the incredible resume of Raquel Rodriguez. In her first 3 years, she's been an NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, a Dusty Rhodes Classic winner, an NXT Women's Champion, and a WWE Women's Tag Team Champion.
Look at her physique. Look at the size of her back.
Well, Raquel Rodriguez also has a great personality, even though every time I ask, she won't share her workout tips with me.
That's okay, Saxton. You couldn't survive Raquel's warm-up. Chelsea Green is here.
And I think she wants to speak to the manager.
And her opponents, first, from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green won many major titles from independent promotions, but now is one of the top names in WWE.
And Michael, she's pretty much annoyed every general manager she's ever encountered along the way, too.
Let's see if Chelsea gets her way tonight. She always does. No protection, no sanctuary. Lyra Valkyria has arrived. And from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria. Lyra possesses amazing technical wrestling abilities, which have worked great as equalizers against tougher opponents. And Lyra has used those skills to slay some of the biggest names in WWE, like Io Sky and Becky Lynch.
One of the top competitors in NXT history, now ready to soar in WWE as well.
One of the fastest rising stars in the women's division, ready to continue her ascent. Looks like somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
And from Chinatown, New York, Wendy Choo.
Can't help but wonder what kind of dark slumber party Wendy's planning here. She used to be so bright and happy. Now Wendy Choo looks ready to turn the lights out on the competition.
Well, Choo's a capable competitor despite the theatrics. You have to take her seriously. Somehow. I'll be honest with you, Cole, I like the mind games. Wendy Choo puts her opponents off balance.
Choo wants to haunt the dreams of her competition to live rent-free inside their heads.
Above all, Wendy's looking to get a big win and get right back to her nightmares, I think.
One thing is certain, in a TLC match, you're guaranteed some car wrecks and some insanity, and this one is no exception.
I just wish everyone in the WWE Universe could witness one of these matches live and in person, Michael, because the speed and the intensity and the bone-jarring collisions are things that need to be seen to be believed.
I completely agree, Saxton. As a matter of fact, you should get even closer. You should call this one in the ring.
She's tossed right out of the ring. Looking stunned here, guys.
Look at this.
Oh, from the rope. Ladder set right in the middle of the ring. Starts to climb, but needs to move quickly. Full focus on obtaining the power.
Hands must be shaking up there, making it difficult to capture glory.
A back suplex. And back into the ring she goes.
Double axe handle right on target.
She manages to reverse it.
That was a vicious display. You can almost see the disdain in their eyes.
There it is. Reversal.
Thunderous club comes down. Very effective.
Down in a hurry.
Oh, God. Boom.
And a drop kick. Picture perfect. She's beginning to look a little weary.
Yeah, Lyra taking the fight right to her.
And that was a well-executed attack.
Focus that attack at the base. Can't put together much offense with no base.
Dropping the need for more punishment.
Oh, foot just stomping down. Whack. Oh, God. Shoulder clothesline.
And he evades the attack. Each counter leaving these competitors at a stalemate.
Just sent crashing to the arena floor. Oh, the reversal by Choo. Wait a minute. Cha-ching. Down by Benziger. And the announce table's getting a makeover.
That's not really feng shui.
That definitely says more chaos to me. Trapped in a tough situation, trying to find her way out. And she does. Up the ladder now. Let's see if this is right for the picking.
She's stretching, but can she get it?
Might be a little overzealous going for it here.
She wants to stop now, though. Ladders in position. Gonna make the climb. Oh, man.
Hands on, but can't quite grab it. Wicked chop. Able to beat Chelsea to the punch. And Raquel absorbs another stiff blow that time.
There's a reason TLC.
This is dangerous. This is frightening. Oh, my God. How can they continue?
Only one of them needs to pick herself up and climb that ladder, Saxton.
Climbing up, but is there enough time to go for the win? She's reaching up and trying to unhook it as fast as she can.
Maybe this isn't a good position to go for it.
Yeah, certainly seems to be having trouble up there. Driven down with a sidewalk slam.
Big cross body. She turns that attack away.
She gets taken into the corner. Needs to get out. Hurricanrana. Averting danger with an elbow to the stomach. Counters and counters. Each superstar gets dialed in.
Mercury keeps her away.
Connecting with a sharp elbow. Pump kick on target.
Bam! She flipped that attack around.
Lyra Valkyria powering up her opponent. Nightbreak connects. And now she's hoping that'll provide the space she desperately needs.
She really has to act quickly before her opponent.
Rodriguez with a plan in mind. Did you hear that thud?
And now is the time to act and go for that brass ring.
Ladder set right in the middle of the ring. Starts to climb, but needs to move quickly. So close to victory.
All eyes are glued high above the ring.
Needs to move quick here.
This might be her chance. Uh-oh. Has to find a way out of this. Chelsea must be phased after this string of action.
Green has to find a way to right the ship here.
Oh, what an elbow. Right over here. This is a very physical and draining match.
And in these situations, it's hard to not get desperate. To start going for Hail Mary plays.
She's looking to grab it to win it all.
So close. Has to go faster.
She's inching closer to a win.
Can she do it?
Gentlemen, we are about to witness a career-defining victory.
Grabs it. And the ladder match is over.
Here is your winner, Raquel Rodriguez.
What an explosive fatal four-way.
And as the dust continues to settle, here's your winner.
We saw a tremendous amount of heart from all four of these women tonight.
The following is a fatal four-way Hell in a Cell match. Making his way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
The WWE Universe is finally giving Sheamus his just due.
Has won nearly every major title, has earned every major accolade, but he still loves to fight.
The look in his eyes says Sheamus is ready for another 5-star brawl.
You think this guy cares about ratings?
And his opponents, first representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther!
A master of methodical movement, a superior athlete.
Yeah, who could forget Gunther's incredible record-breaking 666-day reign as Intercontinental Champion. But after losing that title, he reached new heights as the World Heavyweight Champion.
Gunther is driven to restore prestige, and no one can stop the ring general. Gunther's not going to deliver anything fancy, just pure, devastating impact. Bigger, better, and more handsome than ever.
And representing the Alpha Academy from Superior, Wisconsin, weighing in at 330 pounds, Otis!
Over the past few years, Otis has evolved so much. A more confident competitor, a more well-rounded wrestler.
That's because Otis now knows he's got what it takes, and it has made him unstoppable.
This may be the best version of Otis yet.
A free Otis is a dangerous Otis.
The phenomenal one is here.
AJ Styles is no stranger to stealing the show, no matter the circumstance.
And from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
I think it's appropriate to say things are getting just too sweet.
One of the very best to lace up a pair of boots. Plenty of titles and main event wins here in WWE.
Yeah, he's known as the face that runs the place for a reason.
What type of approach does a superstar need in order to win a matchup like this, Corey?
It's important to remember that you can't win a match like this on emotion alone. You have to devise a plan and execute it.
Once locked in the cell, we've seen superstars embrace a new sadistic level of barbaric behavior.
I agree, Byron, and it's all out of necessity. Sent hard into the ring post.
sent straight down to the floor. Here we go. DDT. Spinning. Scoop slam.
I don't know if they even know where they are right now. Up is down and right is left about now, Saxton.
A back suplex. And the attack from Otis avoided.
Oh, that'll send a shot down your spine.
This is Hell in a Cell. The hurting has only just begun for him.
Grabbing a hold of the arm.
Beautiful O'Connor roll for the victory.
I think it's over.
Opponent reverses it. Shoulders down. Breaks the cover and this match continues. Sharp clothesline.
submission.
Fans off the attack. This could be it. He stops the pin.
This isn't over yet. Closed fist punch to the jump. That's one way to break up a move.
Styles now.
Cravat locked in. Neckbreaker. This match continues on. Otis just ragdolled to the outside.
Oh, man.
Denied via a whip.
I think we all know what Styles wants next. Arms trapped, full of Styles clash.
That could be Sheamus' demise.
Oh, what a kick. Styles grapevine in the leg. Rolls through. And the calf crusher. Gunther, who loves to submit people, is about to get... Are you kidding me? Elbow. What a counter.
Shows great wherewithal there.
And that will alter Styles at this junction. Yeah, but what else do you expect?
Gunther with his opponent all the way up.
It's all Gunther's for the taking.
Back to Sheamus. Oh, AJ caught by the count.
Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping him up.
Picked up and being carried around now. Down on the windpipe.
Reverse DDT for Styles. Are you kidding me?
Oh, what a response. Here we go. Sheamus going for the victory. Now it's Otis. Totally helpless at the moment.
Dropped right on their face. Oh my God.
One step ahead there. Producing it.
The ring general with unbelievable power.
Does that finish Otis off? He can barely gain his footing, and he has no clue what's coming. Dominating crossbody.
He's got the shoulders down. This is it. He breaks the pin. And now we have Gunther. Pulls off. Double takedown. Gonna stack them up here. Look at him. Kicks out. He still has life. What a match. Lifted and completely helpless here.
Watch this display of power. Gorilla press.
AJ Styles runs through. Here it comes.
There's the calf crusher.
Hang on. Oh, that would have been the end if it wasn't broken up.
Wow. Sheamus got all of it.
Counter from the Celtic Warrior. Nasty kick. Deadlift. Look at this power. Power slam. And a sleeper suplex. Dropping the knee. Oh my God, a clothesline. Clothesline. And AJ Styles taking even more damage there.
I don't know how much more Styles can withstand.
And Sheamus is countered.
Styles with a pop-up and puts on the brakes. Styles clash. Otis is in a terrible predicament.
We might have already had a fall if the referee wasn't out of action.
Then we see Sheamus. Loving blow.
There's some power behind that punch. Big blow could be felt throughout the arena.
Big-time neck breaker.
Got him in the corner now.
Gunther has that determined look on his face. Set in, set up.
Oh no. Otis can be looking to end this.
Stopping the ref's count there.
But now Gunther.
close to a tap, but he got there at times.
Turns that in his favor. Backbreaker. What a lethal combination there. Gunther could be out. And he stops the count. Now we have Otis. Hurled out and crashes down to the floor. Alley-oop. Sheamus denies the attack. All these counters, it's like they're in each other's minds. Picked out of midair. An explosion through the cell. Has him on the outside now. Man, he has to feel just as broken as the cell right about now. Counter into a jawbreaker. Gunther.
This could put a stop to AJ.
What a kick out at two.
I don't know where AJ gets this from. He dug down deep to kick out.
It is just unbelievable. And Gunther's tank has got to be running low, guys. I don't know what his game plan is now.
Sharp clothesline. We've already seen a few blows land above the neck. Face first, lethal combination. Gunther from behind, looking to cinch it in. This one may be over.
That ends the submission hold.
Delivers the leg drop.
Now it's Otis.
Kick to the stomach puts an end to that. DDT.
Hooked up. Driven down. And right into the cover.
Might end this.
Gets the win, and he survives Hell in a Cell.
Here is your winner, Gunther!
What an amazing match, especially for our winner.
Pulling out all the stops in this fatal four-way.
A top-to-bottom, action-packed match from all four men.
Yeah, these guys really put on a barn burner.